evening, everyone. My name is Jake, and welcome to 20-somethings TV. We got quite a show for you tonight. Hopefully some pretty happy topics, some interesting topics. We got Brendan, we got Michael, we got Elvis, we got Alondra, so let's just get right into it. Going. So this week, some interesting things have come up. One thing is a company in Thailand. They have begun recycling plastic and using that recycled plastic to create PPE in order to fight the coronavirus pandemic. And I just think that's incredible. It's great. It's great to recycle and use things like that. And I think it's good that we have that option now because PPE was very hard to come by at the beginning of the pandemic, and to be able to create something out of waste, I think is very, very valuable. So let's see what everyone else thinks about that.
I think that's like super awesome for them to figure out a different way to make PPE gears. As you said, it's been something that's been needed since the pandemic happened, and we can never have enough of it. So finding a different way, such as using those recycled bottles that we go through a lot of them, it's going to definitely help out in the long run.
I just read a statistic that was about plastic bottles. I read this off of a U.S. government website. Ready? Are you sitting down? Studies show that each minute, people in the world buy 1 million plastic bottles a minute. And then, so you do the math, make it a day, that's 1.5 billion plastic bottles a day. So the fact that we're only using, this Thai company's got this great idea. They're using 18 million plastic bottles to make PPE since the middle of last year. Think how much more can be made out of all those bottles. 1.5 billion a day. People have to just actually know how to recycle and not throw things out.
Yeah, we would never have a shortage again of PPE gears if that's the case.
Exactly.
That's a large amount.
Exactly. I think what's also good about that is that it allows this country to become self-reliant. Now they're not reliant on like America or some other European country or something like that. They have the ability to create this themselves, and if they're in a pinch, they don't have to wait for us to send in some scraps over. They can just make it themselves. And I think that's really valuable as well.
This is also got to be huge for PR, right? Like they're getting huge amounts of buzz, doing good. And I think that is going to elevate them probably to the stratosphere and make their company globally also probably recognizable now. So it's a really, really good idea. I do a lot.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think they're going to get a lot of funding now because of this. I think a company that does something this good deserves all the funding that people will give them, I think.
What does that?
Different language, but you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's great. I think it's really great. Because the fight against coronavirus, it ain't over yet. It's not gonna be over for a while. And if a country can be self-sufficient and recycle, might as well do both, because why not?
I've seen a little bit of sort of recycling happening. I know around where I live currently, they are starting to get rid of like the plastic bag usage that is given out in like supermarkets or any other stores around. They're starting to switch all of those to more of like paper bags. So I think it's gonna be a great opportunity if the United States can kind of do what Thailand is doing in terms of helping continuing to recycle things. Well, yeah. I mean, everything is kind of like it has its pros and cons. It's either plastic or paper and trees. So it's like we're kind of in sort of a catch-22. It's anything that we do as humans will always affect our environment. That's just kind of the fact of us living in a world, but we need to try our best to try to find a balance between all of that and making sure we're not cutting down all the trees, and that we're also not just throwing away plastics, that we can use them for more appropriate things.
I think also paper breaks down quicker than plastic. and plastic. More studies are being done on plastic, and now microplastics are a huge issue. Microplastics are basically like the lead paint of the 21st century right now, and how it's like harming not only us as people but animals in the environment. So being able to use plastic instead of throwing it away is great for the environment. Obviously, you don't want to cut down all the trees with paper, but yeah, paper is a lot more easier to recycle with, and it's a lot more easier to use, and I think it lasts a little bit longer. But plastic, that's a topic for another day. But to be able to reuse plastic and not just throw it away and have it accumulate and become waste, I think that's really good.
Yeah, I mean, we do use a lot of it, so we have to find something to do with it because as we try to shorten the amount that we use per se, we still are going to be using a lot of it. So rather than just throwing it out and doing nothing with it, just recycling is always the best option.
Yeah, I completely agree. All right, another.
Yeah.
And speaking of science and discoveries, so this happened in 2006, but it's been an ongoing study since then. A school in New Zealand, they went on a fossil hunt in their class, and the school they found this classroom they found the fossilized remains of a giant penguin that lived between around 27 to 35 million years ago in New Zealand, and around that time most of that area was underwater, so this was basically a prime location for these penguins. I think there are still modern day species that live there, but it's a pretty interesting thing. And the name of this penguin, I couldn't pronounce it, but I know that in the Maori language it means long legs, so this penguin had some long legs. I think it's really interesting. I think paleontology is just super duper interesting. Besides just dinosaurs and stuff, I think prehistoric life is super interesting, and I love stories about when people just like find these fossils not by mistake, but just by luck. They just come across them. I think it's just really interesting stuff.
I like penguins. I went to the aquarium this summer. I went to the New England Aquarium and I saw penguins. Hold on, I got a picture. Let me show you. It's gonna look absolutely crappy because I'm showing it off my phone. Look at those penguins. Look at that's a big one, right? Oh, that's a
That's
I hate my life.
Michael San Giuliano's discovered people at the aquarium.
Yikes. Okay, but the penguins are cute. There's some that are ugly, but I saw cute ones. They were screaming and yelling and flopping, and I'm embarrassed now that I thought it's a person, not a penguin.
Remember Surf's Up? Do you remember that movie? The penguin.
I love that movie.
Vaguely. All I know when I think of penguins, I think of the penguins from Madagascar.
Yes.
Didn't they have like a spin-off show too, the Penguins? Was it called Penguins of Madagascar?
They did have a spin-off show, that's right. Yeah. And I think they had a movie too around like a couple of years ago, but I think Cumberbatch was in it. He played like some wolf guy or something.
I don't know.
Yeah, penguins are cool. We love penguins.
They're cute.
They're really cool, but I mean, what will you do if you're facing a penguin that's almost 5 feet tall? Will you think it's still cool and cute if they try to attack you with their little floppings? I mean, I don't think that might have been fun if that was the case, but they're nice and little now, and I think it's great in terms of keeping them indoors. But can you imagine for that big penguin to actually still exist today?
There was a 5-foot penguin in the picture that I showed, apparently.
Well, apparently you found one.
I found one myself.
I'm just imagining, like, I'm looking outside the doorway, thinking of a penguin about, like, the size of a doorway just standing there. It's horrifying. That's scary.
It's bigger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd probably, like, beat the crap out of me. That thing would probably...
Think about it.
Definitely.
It would probably be very loud.
Be like, slap, slap, slap.
Yeah. They would, like, they're sliding down on the ice, they would just go, like, Mach 10.
Like, if they have shock beats,
penguin, a new game.
like, they could impale you. Think about that sliding down, like, I don't know. What's
like
the name? Where have we gone sledding in Rhode Island? Where's a good place? Anyone?
For what?
Yagu?
Sledding?
Let's pretend we're at Yagu, and there's a penguin going down the little slope there. Beak first into you. You're gone.
Yeah.
Slap, slap.
It's okay. Penguins are friends. They would never do that.
You never know.
As far as we are aware.
Yes, that's true. But yeah, penguins are cool. I think paleontology is cool. I think that discovery was cool. Now on to some modern day animals. In Florida, the famous Florida man has come back again, as he always does. He never put him down. Um, he encountered a gator, two of Florida's greatest animals, the Florida man and the Florida gator. Now, this man, he had a little visitor in his front yard. There was an alligator just chilling there. He didn't want him there, so this man got a trash can, opened it up, and scooped the gator into the trash can and just threw him in the. I think we got a video on it. Let's take a look at that.
Watch out. Eugene Bozzi grabbed his trash can when he was told a gator was lying just outside his neighbor's front door. Somebody let me know the hand. Yeah.
Somebody got to step up and do something. We all got to look out for each other, right?
My favorite.
Great video. I completely agree. We all gotta look out for each other, gators included.
Do you know what I think of when I see this? When I think of a gator going into a trash barrel, bear with me. Follow this.
Stupidity.
Well, yeah, but no. Monsters Inc. The scene when Randall gets thrown into the door, and then the family's like, "Mama, there's a gator in the house! Another gator! Give me that shovel!" They start slapping Randall. Anyone remember this, or do I look?
I do. Yeah,
Monsters
I remember
Inc.
that. Yeah, great film. Yeah, that's just crazy. This is, it's on the news now, but you can probably imagine this is a daily occurrence in Florida. This is probably something that happens every day, honestly, with the Florida man and the gator.
Can you believe Steve Irwin did that? Like
For fun.
Yeah, like he
Yeah.
would.
Yeah,
No, I'm
gators are
sorry,
cool,
I can't. I see a ladybug on my wall and I run away. That's not happening.
Leave a comment if you want Michael to wrestle a gator and a penguin.
We could pull it off.
I think we could.
We could pull it off.
I
Yeah.
vote gator.
I vote gator too.
Thanks to everyone for the support. I heard that there's a mouse running around loose in someone else's office. I'm not gonna name who or where, but I'm thinking maybe I'll take on the mouse first before I take on the alligator.
Yeah. I mean, this is everyday life in Florida. That's why I say I don't think I can ever live there, even
But
though
the
the
dude-
weather is nice.
The dude was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't expect it to be that strong."
Have you guys seen the video while we're on alligator? The one, or it might have been a crocodile, I don't know, from a couple weeks ago at that birthday party. And there was an alligator at a kid's birthday party, and it started attacking the person who was like, I don't know what you call him, like, not
Like
the-
handling them?
yeah, whoever was handling him. And then
I
this
didn't see
dad
that. Wow.
jumped into the water and just got on top of it, so this woman could like get out because it was starting to bite her arm. And it was kind of like people are just taking on these animals with their bare hands, really channeling their inner Steve Irwin lately, which is kind of crazy. But
Yeah, these guys they see these gators probably every single day, and then they get used to them, and then they think they can handle them. Nope. Just because they sit and they don't do anything for most of the day doesn't mean you can touch an alligator. Don't touch alligators. That's my rule of the week. Don't touch an alligator.
Yeah, I think that's a really good rule.
Yeah.
I mean, would you have done that yourself? Like just try to put him inside a trash can and then rolling it down a pond and then releasing it when that thing could just turn around and go right back to where it was in the beginning.
Definitely should have called animal control, but that gator didn't really want to move, so he wasn't offering up much resistance. So that guy got lucky, I think.
Yeah, perhaps.
Mm.
But I mean, the video went viral, which is to me is kind of interesting because it's an everyday thing in Florida. For a video like that to go viral is pretty interesting. I mean, what makes this so special?
People just love gators. What can I say? Right. Good stuff this week, I think. I think we had a pretty happy week opposed to the last 2-3 weeks where we had, every sad story imaginable. So I think we got a good show today, guys. What do you think?
uplifting, a lot of wildlife.
Yeah, a lot of wildlife that Michael's gonna fight in the future. Stay tuned for that. He's gonna punch a gator for us for our enjoyment. All right, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. It was nice to share all these fun facts and all this good news this week. So great talking with you all. So Have a good night, everyone.